Hi, I'm Adriana, physical therapist and yoga instructor, and today's video will be a trauma-informed yoga class for beginners. You might need a block if you would like for sitting, but besides that, all you'll need is a mat. So grab your mat, jump into something comfy, and we'll get started. I invite you to start today's session by sitting. I will be sitting on a block. If you have a block handy and you would like to use it, feel free to do so. Sitting on the block just causes your hips to be higher, which can sometimes feel nice on the hips and the low back. Taking a second to ground into the moment. Perhaps deciding to close your eyes, or you might decide to keep them open. Maybe taking a second to notice if your body feels tight anywhere, if there's any pain or any soreness. When you're ready, if your eyes are closed, I invite you to open them. And I would like to start today by doing some gentle movements with the arms and with the neck. So feel free to join in whenever you're ready. Placing the left hand down on the ground, bringing the right arm over your head. Maybe noticing a nice stretch through the right side of the body. You might choose to flatten the hand, bringing that right arm a little more over top of the head to get more of a stretch. If you felt like that right side had a big stretch, you don't have to bring the arm further. Taking one more breath. On the next exhale, bringing that right arm down, and we'll move into the left arm. So placing the right hand on your mat, bringing the left arm up above your head as far as feels comfortable. Feeling a gentle stretch through that left side. If it feels good for you, you might decide to lean a little further over to the right. One more breath. Returning the body back to center in your own time. Moving through a few gentle movements on the neck. You can place your hands in whatever position feels comfortable. I invite you to bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Maybe noticing a stretch through the left side of the neck. Perhaps even noticing that stretch going down through the left side of the arm or left side of the body. Another option would be to take the left arm and place it down beside you. Perhaps even place it behind you. This might increase the feeling of stretch on the left side of your body. Taking one more inhale through the nose. Exhale. If you've chosen to move your arm, bringing it back to a comfortable position and bringing the head back to center. Repeating on the other side, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. Once again, you might feel a stretch on the opposite side this time, the right side of the neck. Options to place the right hand down. Maybe bring it behind your back. If at any point these stretches feel uncomfortable, know that there's always the option to go back to a position of comfort. One more inhale. One more exhale. If you've chosen to move your arm, bringing it back to a comfortable spot and bringing your head to neutral. Taking a second to ground it into the body once again. And in your own time, I invite you to make your way onto your hands and knees. So if you have a block, you can place it off to the side. And on our hands and knees, we're going to move through cat-cow. So this exercise works throughout the entire spine, stretching throughout the different areas of the back and the spine. On your hands and knees, placing your tops of your feet down on your mat, fingers spread nice and wide. On an inhale, you're going to lower your belly to the ground, bringing your tailbone up. And if it feels good, bringing your neck up as well. On an exhale, the opposite movement, so rounding the spine, bringing the chin to the chest. On an inhale, opposite movement again, belly to the ground. Neck goes up if that feels comfortable, tailbone goes up. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Moving through this a few more times at your own pace. Perhaps feeling some stretching through the neck, through the back, maybe even the hips. You might not notice too much of a stretch at all, and that's totally okay. Everyone's body is different. Everyone will feel stretches in different areas at different points. So don't feel like there's a right or wrong. And in your own time, coming back to a tabletop position, I will be moving through a downward dog, going up to standing. So if downward dog doesn't feel like it's in your practice today, you can meet me standing. If you would like to try it, you can keep your arms in the same position as they're in. Going up onto the balls of your feet, keeping the arms straight, lifting the bum up, straightening the legs, bringing the head in between the arms, bending the knees as much as needed, walking your feet up to the top of your mat, meet where your hands are, standing up, you can go to the top of your mat. We'll turn this way so you can see a little better. And we'll work through another spinal twist in standing here, placing your feet together or a little bit apart, whatever feels better for your balance today. Arms down by your side. I invite you to rotate your body so that you're turning to look behind you to the right. Taking one breath here. On the exhale, turning back around to center. Repeating the same thing to the left, turning the body all the way to the left, looking behind you if that feels good for your neck. On the next breath, returning back to center. Making your way to the top of the mat if you're not there yet. We're going to make our way down to the ground. So if you would like to skip this, you can just go right back down to the ground and meet me there. If you would like to join me from standing, I invite you to reach down towards the ground in a forward fold position. Nice and slow and gentle, bending the knees as much as needed. Placing the hands at the front of your mat, bringing the right leg back first, and then the left leg back. Placing the knees on the ground, tops of the feet down, and slowly lowering the body all the way down to the ground. Once you're down on the ground, I invite you to try Cobra. So from here, placing your hands next to your chest, you're going to gently lift your chest up, keeping the rest of your body on the ground, tops of the thighs on the ground, tops of the feet on the ground, maybe gazing forward. If it feels good for the back and the body, you might choose to lift the chest a little bit higher. Coming back down to the ground when you're ready. From here, I invite you to go back into your tabletop position. Moving into child's pose. You might choose to keep the legs together, or if you would like, you can choose to bring the knees further apart so they're a little bit wider, almost reaching the edges of your mat. From here, straightening the arms, bringing the glutes, the hips back to the feet as far as feels comfortable. Perhaps feeling your stomach on your thighs as you breathe in and out. Child's pose is another stretch for the back, so you may notice some sensations in the low back or maybe even the mid back. Take 2 more breaths here. Another option here would be to place your head right down onto the ground, onto your mat. One more inhale. One more exhale. When you're ready, joining me back up in tabletop. Making your way onto your back in whatever way feels good for you. We'll end today's video by doing a few more movements that will stretch out the low back. If you'd like to join me with this, I invite you to take your right leg, bending the knee, bringing the knee up to the chest. You might choose to grab just below the knee with your arms, if that feels okay for the shoulders. Trying to keep the back nice and flat here. If you're finding that your back is arching a lot, you can bend that left knee so that that left foot is on the ground. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to bring the left knee up to the chest as well. So bringing the left arm to grab the left knee, the right arm just below the right knee. Bringing the knees to chest. You might choose to rock gently back and forth, massaging the low back slightly. Moving left to right in a way that feels good for you. If rocking doesn't feel good today, feel free to stay still. In your own time, bring the right leg back down so only the left leg is up. Perhaps noticing stretch in the low back. You might even notice a stretch in the right thigh of the straight leg. And on your next exhale, bringing that left leg down, lying flat on your back on the mat. Taking a few moments to breathe and relax in whatever way feels good to you. You might choose to bend the knees and put your feet on the mat. You might choose to stay straight, flat. Perhaps you bring your arms over your head and do a nice big stretch for the body today. Whatever comes to mind, feel free to do that. If it feels good for you, I invite you to thank yourself for choosing to perhaps try something new today. Try something that felt different for your body. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.